So we were in business for a while, for a couple of years, and then we decided to move over to a different space. And unfortunately, after a little while there, we were forced to close our doors, which, we weren't sure where this was going to go anyway. So we really felt, we were very grateful and fortunate to have had it as long as we did. And, maybe this is just a sign that we need to be done.
When you start a business and make a community in a building, how do you keep the business without the building? That's what we talk about today with Dionne and Nicolas Roccaforte and LaShaye Hernandez at Beautifully Savage. And this is the Voices on the Wind podcast. My name is Maverick.
And I'm Toby Lyles, and we're excited to bring Edge Flight, introduce Edge Flight. We're honored to have Edge Flight as a sponsor of our podcast. So proud of what they're doing in town. They're pioneering affordable, high-performance research equipment for aerospace education and research applications. I have to say, how lucky are we that we got something so incredibly exciting? Yeah. We've got outer space stuff. Yeah. We're going all the way. The sky is the limit here. So for those of you who are looking for anything STEM related, if you're looking for good educational facilities, or really have anything near technical. He's near space. Tate Schrock is, but they're just so good with technical stuff. So if you have anything in the education, research, and aerospace, wow. Could you help me out? There's so many things he does that I can't say it. So aerospace, education, and research applications, hit him up at edgeflight.com. And here we have the glorious and sometimes disheartening and the back to glorious story of Beautifully Savage.
So my cousin Joe originally started this business in Fort Collins. My sister and I have always been kind of into fitness, so we wanted to go and support him, obviously, but check out what he was doing there. We went for one class and pretty much fell in love with it. You get a great workout in. It's fun. You don't realize that you're working. And I don't think anyone really knows how much aggression they have built up until they actually hit a bag. And it felt really good to hit the bag. So, we sat there and we just lived in that moment, being there, and continued to go out there frequently to take classes with him. And then all of a sudden it was kind of like, Joe is his name. He said, "Does this make sense?" He said, "Why don't you guys do something like this in Cheyenne?" And we all have full-time jobs, so it took us a few years to even think about it.
Really?
So we went back and forth, and then we thought, well, why don't we find someone who does a business? Us start a business just seems so outside of the realm of possibilities that we looked for a while for someone else that might want to do it, a business person. Let's find someone else that's willing to do it, and then we could just help. And so, we went and did that for a little while and didn't really find the right person. And then it just clicked one day. Hey, why don't we do something like this? We could totally do this, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it took a little while to convince.
How many years was it between the seed and then the decision?
I would say it was at least 3.
I think it was more. It's 5 or 6 years.
Okay, yeah.
Well, because he opened 2016, and we were there not long after that. So, and we opened in 22.
Wow.
There you go. It took a while.
So you start Zumba one day.
Yeah.
Why did you start Zumba one day?
I think I think you propositioned me on that one. But I was at that point in my life where my kids were younger, and it was just, they were at a good age for me to start working on myself again.
What happened inside of you as you're able to get some time for yourself? There's no kids, no job, nobody's asking stuff of you.
Mm-hmm. That's why I love this so much, and you'll hear so many members say it, especially, the moms, is it really boosts your self-confidence again. I think that it's easy to lose the confidence in yourself when you're just now living, you feel like you're living for these little things that you have to take care of. And you lose your, like I had said before, you lose your identity. And I just felt like my confidence was starting to boost again. And I felt like I was almost coming back to life, if you will, in a different way, because my kids are my livelihood, and I love being with them and I love that. But unless I have that strength and I'm showing them that, I'm no good to them.
LaShaye, was there anything there that we passed up for you?
No, I think the same. I mean, I think you just gain a sense of independence and you feel stronger in trying to take care of yourself and be a better version of yourself.
So it goes from one class to 6 to 7 days. And now you're working out all the time. And then you see your cousin Joe, he's doing something fun in Fort Collins. What was attractive about that?
I don't know if it was attractive to me at first. I was like, I don't know how to box. And I spent my entire drive there panicking about not knowing how to box. I was just like, I don't know what's this going to look like. Can we turn around? I was nervous, and again, I think it was just the whole, I don't know how to box. And I'm going to get in there and people are going to be like, it was almost the first class jitters again. And it's like, are they going to be watching me? And they all know what they're doing. So I don't, and I'm coming in and I don't have gloves. I don't have anything. I've never owned a pair of gloves. So that's what it was for me. I was just nervous.
You know what that felt? Because you wanted to turn around.
It's very intimidating.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like after the first punch, you're like, oh, okay.
Really?
Okay. Oh, yeah. It felt really good. It really did. I mean, it felt a lot better than I expected it to. You know, just, again, I feel like it was a sense of confidence that it kind of brings you. And you're just like, okay, I can do this. And yeah.
It's a sense of relief almost when you're done. And it is empowering. You know, you're hitting it and it's just the first one you're like, oh, hold on. Really? Wait a second. Are we going to do that again? And yeah, it takes a lot out of you, but it really is a therapy. It's very therapeutic. You know, you just have that release and then you walk away just feeling better. Yeah, I don't know how to put it into words too.
Ready to do it again?
I was ready to do it again.
Really?
As soon as we were done, I was like, oh, let's do that again.
Yeah.
I'd never done a workout that was that fun and you felt that confident, that empowered, that rush, I guess, if you will, afterwards was just a great feeling.
All right, so you go down to Fort Collins with Joe. You're asked to start another one here in Cheyenne by Joe. And then it's 6 years, did you say, LaShaye?
I think it was about 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6
years.
A while. Okay. Just stewing on it. Would you guys talk about this conversation? Did you start any other businesses in the meantime?
No.
Okay. This is business number 1, correct? So you have nobody has started a business. So I want to talk about the moment where you go from, I am not a business person, I don't own a gym. Because here we've gone from, I don't work out, to I work out. And now we're going from, I work out to I start a business. And I just want to draw what may or may not be a parallel here of confidence.
Oh, 100%. We talked about the confidence that this brings. You know, it makes you feel confidence when you're coming from a place of all the unknowns when you're starting. And then that confidence just starts to build a little bit more. And I know day one, I was like, I don't think that's something that I can ever do. I really don't. And then once we did start talking about it seriously, then it kind of felt like, wait a second, if you think that I can do this, and I think you could do this, and then we kind of just boost each other up and build on that confidence as well. You know, my husband is a big part of this too. It's just, he was like, why do you think that this is something that you can't do? Why are we living in this world of we can't do it? He said, why can't you? And then it was just a matter of us putting our heads together and said, okay, what's our biggest obstacles? And it's like, you know, I can do the accounting for us. Okay, check. Hey, I'm really good at the back end and the admin and different things. Okay, check. And Nick's like, you know what? I will be your handy guy all day. He said, I can do all the things.
Okay, so So the decision is made. Was this like around the card table? You guys just playing games?
We started, my husband and I opened in Wellington, Colorado first.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were there and we just kind of partnered with another gym that was there, and we made the investment for the bags and the equipment and different things. And when we probably lasted there almost a year, and it was the commute that got us. We weren't able to be there as often, or, I would go down there and drag her with me. We'd have to leave here at least by 4:00 in the morning to get there set up and everything for the 5 a.m. class. And so it wasn't feasible. And we were going to work all day and then turning around going in the evenings. So we made the rough decision. I wouldn't say it was a tough decision because Joe was involved in that. And he said, how about this? You have so much support coming up from Cheyenne, because now we have people driving that now we have started to tap into a little bit of Cheyenne. And so he said, how about this? I'm going to take this over. I'm going to do it here in Colorado. He said, I really want you guys to focus on doing Cheyenne. And why didn't we do that to begin with? So call LaShaye, say, hey, guess what? I think we're going to be done here and we're going to transition to Cheyenne.
Okay, so you're kind of already like halfway there.
Yep.
And now you've got all this crap in your garage. Yeah? What happens? Is that the next part?
That's the next part. We start looking, and we don't know what we really want to do. So we're like, if we find a space and it happens, then what's meant to be will be. We live in that world a lot with this. And a space opened up and we started talking, and then it got real. And then
Ta-da.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
It was very small, I will say. It was pretty small. But we were able to come in, brought our equipment in, and open the doors. Fun fact, you don't just open the doors and people come, though. What people think would happen is you just open your doors and people start to come in. So it took a little bit of time to build there, which, again, if there was a way to ease into it, it was in that smaller space where, we didn't go all in right away.
You're saying it was kind of difficult. You just had to look at things, and you worked on a business plan for quite a while, or business planning. How long was that? Like a couple months?
I would say that we lived there for about six or 7 months.
So you really take your time and think about this. And then was it just like all this work, then open the doors, and then what happens?
That's when it got real.
But day one, what percentage of that 100 came in? You needed 40. How many full times did you get?
On day one?
Yeah.
Probably like 15. 10 to 15.
10 to 15.
Okay. Not terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
How did that feel? What was that like? Did you expect 40?
No, not right away. We didn't expect that, but I think that I was so focused on the numbers and the building it and the getting it open that it was like, oh shoot, now we need people. And so I'm not saying it was an afterthought, but it was probably should have spent more time building and trying to get people excited about it before we opened, and maybe had some people ready to try it as soon as the door opened. But yeah, that was, in hindsight, something that we could have done better.
And then what did you do to solve that people problem?
I think the people solved it for us. We didn't realize, I guess, we knew that we wanted that community and we knew that we wanted to build it, but I don't think that we knew that we were doing it while we were doing it. The loyalty that you get from these people, and you can talk to this too, but I think that's where it stemmed, and then people started to tell other people and then bring a friend. And
yeah, because like I said in the beginning, nobody wants to come in by themselves. So we were able to, a couple of people came with their friend, and then they went and told other friends. So yeah, it was really kind of a lot of word of mouth.
Almost every business has unfortunately, a crash. Is there anything that just hit you in the gut?
So we were in business for a while, for a couple of years, and then we decided to move over to a different space. And unfortunately, after a little while there, we were forced to close our doors, which, we weren't sure where this was going to go anyway. So we really felt, we were very grateful and fortunate to have had it as long as we did. And, maybe this is just a sign that we need to be done. So it was let's just pack up our stuff and figure it out later. It was all thrown into storage and kind of just sat there for a minute. And then we just I would say that was definitely our crash. It was pulled from under us. We weren't able to, make some of the decisions that we wanted to make with closing. And our members, it was devastating for so many of them to just show up one day and we're like, oh, by the way, we're not open anymore. There's no class. So that would be our crash for sure. And then from there, I felt like we got knocked down, right? And it was, what do we do? So going through that realization, and do we stay closed? Do we open back up? But who was it that would not let us stop? It was the members.
Yeah, for sure.
They were there with us, and we were working out in my garage. For, as many people that we could fit in there, we were just working out there, and a decision had to be made. What are we going to do next? And so it was back to the drawing board on, are we done?
Kind of went back to the whole, well, if we find a space, kind of the beginning, if we find a space, then, but are we actively looking? Not really, but kind of. Yeah. And then people would send us links to different spaces. And
no kidding. So the members who are coming to the gym or to the garage.
The garage, yeah.
Are like...
They're actively seeking a place. And not even that, not even just them, because we weren't able to bring everybody into the garage, So it was a few of our 5 a.m. people. So we were there at 5 a.m. So we had our old evening members that are sending us links to this space. Oh, did you guys see this? Did you guys see that? So we are getting it from all sides, and they're just constantly coming in. So everyone's looking, but we aren't really... We're not actively looking.
Actively.
We didn't really have to. We're just having them given to us. So yeah, they took the reins for us. When this was thrown at us, it was just, we were completely blindsided. So it was we crashed, and then they really stepped up in a way that was when we realized we have something really special here, because they're here now, and they wouldn't let us quit. When you come in that door, people, they are going to make you feel like you're part of this community, even if it's your first day, which we don't ask them to do ever. That's just who they are in nature. They'll, if you walk in, hey, welcome in, I'm so-and-so, and we're really happy that you're here. We're excited to have you. Or can I help you? This is the way that it's going to go. And they just really are those kind of people naturally for others, not just us, which makes that community so much more special.
There's a lot of businesses, and obviously it's talked about the importance of community, the people in a business. I don't know if I've seen anyone quite make a business around the community almost. Like the community is so strong, almost stronger than the actual business itself, and that is something that's I've rarely seen, and they do such a good job at. It's really a place it's a people versus a business, and I think, the whole story getting there, having people looking for buildings for you so that they can go to the building, like they're like, we'll find the building so that we can pay money to go, that is just. That's crazy, and honestly just super powerful. I really appreciate that, and impressed, honestly.
Yeah, gym memberships gyms are, especially CrossFit-ish, or I guess boxing. They're great places for people to build a community. If one person likes something, like if you're selling a product and you sell it to a gym, it's very likely that they're going to tell the other people about it, because they build such good communities in their business. And here we have Beautifully Savage doing the same thing. I feel like we can take a note from what they're doing and how they're building their businesses. Because to build a business where your customer is so invested that they're selling you on your own business and selling other people and bringing them to, it's a big win. So really appreciate their story. And they're not just building business, they're building a whole community. So may we all build such good things. Till then, my friends, happy sailing.